And welcome to Community Close-Up. I'm Sandra Smith. I'm so glad to have with me today Dr. Anthony Jackson, Superintendent of Nash Rocky Mount Schools, and also Dr. John Wacker, and he is the director of the Tar River Swing Band.
I'm afraid so. Yes, ma'am.
And the Tar River Swing Band is under the umbrella of the Tar River Orchestra and Chorus.
That's correct. It's part of this great musical organization that we have here in Rocky Mount.
Which is what we're going to be talking about today. And Dr. Jackson, I want to get a little background on you now. I heard the two of them talking before we went on camera. Both of these are ECU people, so we're going to hear a little bit about that. Dr. Jackson, you are from Washington, D.C.
I am.
But you have a music degree from East Carolina University.
They allowed me to get one and leave and actually use it for a short period of time, so yes.
Wonderful. How did you get to ECU?
I was very engaged and very involved in music, vocal music in the Washington, D.C. area through high school, through middle school, and really had no idea that I could use it actually to continue my education until a very good friend of mine was accepted at East Carolina. She came down the year before, and I got an email, not an email, but mail from her back then that said, you should do a audition tape and send it in. I've told my teacher about you. And I literally went into the bathroom at home and made a cassette tape of me singing two pieces I had worked on with my voice teacher. It was a very crude tape. I sent it in, and not only did I get accepted at East Carolina, but they offered me scholarship money to come, and so I was able to get in, and as they say, the rest is history.
What a hidden secret. We're going to have to hear some of this somewhere down the road with Dr. Jackson.
Sure.
Dr. Wacker, now tell us your involvement with East Carolina.
Well, I've been here, it's hard to believe, I've been here now 15 years, and my area is the percussion area. I train the students who are going to go on to be band directors whose personal instrument is percussion, snare drum, drum set, timpani, all that thing. And some of them go on to be professional performers, and we've had good luck so far. We've turned out a lot of very successful music teachers and professional performers, and so that's pretty much what I do. And they have to also be able to play in the orchestra there, the wind ensemble, the jazz bands, so I'm sort of a jack of all trades.
Right. Very good. Now, music, education, community are really all one element, aren't they? They all go hand in hand, do they not, Dr. Jackson? And you can really appreciate this because you do have the music degree. Can you speak to that?
Well, I've always said that music is really creates the pathway for kids, a pathway for students who really to open doors for the other subjects. Through music, students can explore and learn about history. They can learn about art. Music is math. For me, music opened the door for my understanding of algebra. Because once I realized that music is nothing more than a formula that's set to around pitches, then in fact, once I figured that out, math became easier, history became easier. All of those pieces that I learned in school, all of them had a background rooted in history. So, and when you provide that pathway for students, then there's yet another pathway for a group of students to be successful. And so then that impacts the community, because the more successful kids we have, the more successful we are in our community. I use the term that we have to be a AAA community, and I think kids have to find a way to be successful academically, artistically, or athletically. And if we can give them one of those pathways, I promise you, every kid will have their day where they can actually really shine in some venue. So.
Well, Einstein, Bill Gates, there are a whole lot more were involved in music.
I think part of that is that music is something that the children at this age we're talking about, they enjoy. It's just fun. But we kind of subversively slip in a little bit of discipline there. Because if they want to play their instrument well, they have to practice. They have to practice, like my boys practice piano every day. And they get a little bit of discipline that they have to do this. Maybe it's only 10 minutes at first. Maybe it grows to a half an hour. But in time, they understand that if they want to do well, they have to practice. And it's not a big leap for them then to understand if they want to do well in algebra, they have to study.
Are they maybe more focused as well? Focused,
No question about it. No question about it. The data that links organized music experiences in middle school and high school with higher achievement academically, there's volumes of it.
Music makes us feel so good, doesn't it?
Well, it provides opportunities for us to, I guess, to really have a true experience with the concepts of beauty and sound and so yeah, it makes us feel good. But part of that feeling good is also, I think, what Dr. Wacker's saying. It's that accomplishment, especially I saw firsthand as a high school music teacher.
Right.
My students were typically very high performing students.
Right.
My best students were generally they were students who started early.
Right.
So they were, as I used to say, they were wired a certain way to be successful. They had a stick to it that you just couldn't find with kids who started later. So I always enjoyed working with students who started at 4 and 5 years old, learning an instrument. But if you look in those countries that we're constantly compared to academically, there is a thread that goes through those cultures, and that is that there is a high respect for the arts, and particularly for learning an instrument at an early age, and learning a respect for music.
Well, we're here today. What we're leading up to is we are in the Rocky Mount Middle School, which is formerly Rocky Mount High School on Tillery Street. And the reason we're in here today doing the interview is because the Tar River Swing Band on December 12th, on the 14th, you're going to Clayton,
That's
to the
correct.
Clayton Center,
Clayton
and
Center.
I was supposed to mention that as well. But on December 12th, the Tar River Swing Band will be right here in this auditorium at the Rocky Mount Middle School. And why, John, did you choose Rocky Mount Middle School?
I would love to tell you that this was something that involved deep planning that went on for weeks and weeks, but in fact it was nothing like that. And sometimes some of the best accomplishments and plans come about suddenly, spontaneously, and then when you start thinking about it, they make perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
I was walking across this stage one night as we were taking a break at rehearsal, because the Tar River Swing Band has been rehearsing in this building.
So you rehearse here?
We rehearse here, that's correct. And we've been rehearsing here even before I was part of the band. But when the band first came about 13 or 14 years ago, J.C. Sykes started the band.
Right.
J.C. Sykes was a legendary band director here before he retired. He started the band, and they've been rehearsing in this building, I think, for all of those 14 years. And so we're rehearsing here, and I'm walking across the stage to get a drink of water between when we take a little break at 9 o'clock. And I'm walking across, and I look out into this room, and I see about 1,000 empty chairs. And as many times as I've been in this building, I've never seen an audience in those chairs. And I thought, you know, we're a music organization. We need a place to play and an audience to play for. The school has a place to play where we can play.
Right.
And to get to the short of it, they need money.
Right.
And so does the Tar River Orchestra Organization. So I thought, you know, if we put our resources together, we put on a concert here, we raise money for the schools and for the orchestra, it's a win-win.
Good marriage.
And it just happened that I was here when the principal was here, so I walked down the hall and knocked on her door, and to give you an indication of how hard she works, it was 9 o'clock at night, and she was still at her desk.
Wow.
And I went in and said, I have this idea. And she just lit up. She said, we have to do this. And she got right on board with it. And Mr. Boyce, who's the band director here, got right on board with it. They've been incredibly helpful. So it just, we thought, what a great idea. And, you know, with J.C. Sykes being from this school, most of the band went to this school when it was Rocky
Right.
Mount Senior High School.
We all did.
It just made perfect sense. So we are really fired up about it, and we hope that the community will come out. I'll bet there'll be no shortage of people who see this interview on television and say, you know, I went to Rocky Mount Senior High School.
Absolutely.
And J.C. Sykes was my band director. I'm going to go to that
I'm going to
concert.
go back. I'm going to go.
So we
yes.
want you all here on December 12th.
Well, there's a lot of good. This facility, this is a very nice facility. And Dr. Jackson, we were talking earlier. What are some of the plans for this facility, if we may talk about that a minute?
And not just specifically this facility, I would say that we have a plan, a 10-year plan that's currently being discussed to improve facilities across the district. But this facility is is on that list as a potential opportunity for us to upgrade and improve. And one of the benefits of maybe addressing this facility would be exactly what you said. We right now do not have an auditorium at any of our high schools. So it's critical and very, very important that we preserve this one.
Right, this is a gym,
that we
and not a
preserve.
GYM, it's
That's
a
right.
GEM.
And so we want to preserve this space, and we want to use it to its fullest. It's one of the, it's a rare opportunity in our community. Even our larger venues, or the more used venues, they will not have the capacity, nor will they have a working stage like this. So we have plans to do some short-term upgrades to maybe just some painting and sprucing it up as we have done to try to just maintain. But the long-term plans, we hope, when funding is available and when our two boards can come together and rally around a plan, would be to put this particular venue back together so that not only it's useful to our schools, but also becomes a venue for the community. Because again, there are very few spaces in this community that can seat over 900
exactly right.
individuals.
It's just short of 1,000 seats
Absolutely.
in here.
That's right.
It's wonderful. And you also have here a secure parking lot, fenced parking lot.
Yes.
There, you know, lots of advantages to having, as Dr. Jackson just spoke about, lots of advantages to having this concert here. And as you spoke about, the band practices here. It just fits.
It's a natural.
Yep. It's a natural. You're exactly right. Now, this concert, how much does it cost students?
Well, we were talking about that, how we wanted to do that. And we want to make sure the students come out. I mean, it's for the students, it's for the school, the building, but it's for the students. We want to expose them to great big band jazz, you know. So we were going to say it's $10 a ticket for the parents and the kids come free. But really, it makes more sense. We want the kids here, and if they bring their parents, the parents are $10.
Wow.
Which is
so you're saying free to students?
Free to students in the Rocky Mount Nash area, you know, and we want to see them here. We want to see their parents too.
And $10 for the
$10
parents?
for parents, that's
$10
correct.
for the public.
Yeah.
That are not students.
Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you don't have to be a parent to come.
Yeah, you don't have to be a parent if you
Grandparents are okay too.
Just love music and support the
if
schools.
you enjoy the swing band,
That's right.
Yep.
just come on out and support the swing band.
And it's all big band music, but it's all holiday pieces that have been arranged, all sorts of pieces.
I was going to ask you that. What would I expect if I came to the concert to hear? What would I expect?
Well, we've all heard this genre, the big band genre, with some with vocals, some without. If you think of the very popular guys like Michael Bublé, or if you're older,
I'm coming.
Frank Sinatra. It's really exciting stuff. Great music. There's thousands of pieces that are written for that type of ensemble. And a few years ago, we decided, you know, the orchestra does Christmas concerts. the symphonic band does Christmas concerts. Everybody likes Christmas music. Everybody is selling Christmas CDs.
Everybody loves Christmas music.
And so there's so much good Christmas music, Christmas, Hanukkah, everything. We thought, let's see if there's not some good arrangements for the jazz band in that swing genre. And to our surprise, we found that there's lots and lots of really good stuff. So much, in fact, that one of the guys sent me an email the other day just thanking me for bringing out so much hip music that we get to play. So we're as excited to play it as they will be to hear it. You know? So it's big band, swing, some with singers and some without singers. It's some really nice stuff. I think they're going to enjoy it. I enjoy playing it. You know.
There's nothing like live music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing like live
You know,
music.
all the kids are running around with iPads and iPhones, and they're plugged in and they're listening to all this computer music, and many of them have never actually seen a live performance.
Right.
So
exactly.
that's what the whole Tar River Orchestra organization is about, is bringing live music to the people.
And you know, not many cities have as many under the umbrella. You have 5 or 6, the chorus, the
Orchestra,
symphonic, the philharmonic,
yeah, that's
the
about,
swing.
yeah,
the
at
strings
least
now.
4, and there's the children's choir and the chorus.
Not many cities have that many organizations, different groups.
I said this when we spoke last time, and many people in Rocky Mount aren't aware of how incredibly lucky they are to have this in this town. I've lived in a number of states over the years, and I've never seen a town that has this many opportunities for the people to hear really great music. Right here in Rocky Mount. It's incredible.
And it speaks to a great heritage here with music in this community. You speak of J.C. Sykes. As a student at East Carolina, we came to Rocky Mount to observe excellent music teachers and to see great music and to see these performances. So there's a real heritage here in this community and a love for music. So I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised at the longevity of the programming and that it continues to grow.
Right.
And this is just a tremendous opportunity, I think, for students.
I think it is.
For particularly those who have already decided that music will be their passion, and for those who are just learning and they really don't quite know yet what road they want to travel. This is a great entree for them, where they can actually see someone with an instrument actually play.
Yeah.
So.
And
Parents, students are in for a treat.
yeah, another, one of the ways, Rocky Mount is so lucky to have this Tar River Orchestra organization here, but we have to remember it didn't just fall here. It's taken many years of great work and dedication and generosity through many people living here in Rocky Mount. We can't all afford to do that, of course, but we can all afford a $10 ticket. So if those of you who are watching this have a spare $10 burning a hole in your pocket, when you give that $10 to get your ticket to come into this concert, that is going straight to the schools and to the Tar River Orchestra organization. And you're doing a great thing by coming to this concert. Not only will you have a lot of fun, but you're making a donation to keeping live music in Rocky Mount.
And that is so important. And it's so important to give the money, it'll make you feel good to give the money back to the school as well. So this is a win-win.
And we would probably not disdain anyone making a further donation if they wanted.
Absolutely. You can certainly make a donation. Now, 7:30,
Yes, ma'am.
December 12th.
Correct.
How do we get tickets?
Last I checked, you walk in, park across the street, and walk in the door, and you buy your ticket right there.
Can't get any easier than that.
Yep.
You just drive in to the parking lot, to the fenced secure parking lot, walk across the street, and buy your ticket. $10. Or students, you don't have to pay. Free. So please come out.
There will be security officers in the parking lot to keep an eye on the cars and everything, and walking across the street couldn't be easier.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you, Dr. Jackson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Enjoyed it so much and look forward to it. I'll be here. Okay, and thank you for watching Community Close-Up.